sleep 8 hours in 4 hours with this exact same techniques. And what does it even mean? How you can make it happen and how you can benefit from this as an entrepreneur or executive. So I'm Coach Ábris, founder of Demi Cycle Protocol, and over the past year we helped over 50 high performers and corporate executives permanently go below 15% body fat, fix their sleep and double their natural energy levels without sleep drugs, without melatonin, without stimulants, and without having to count calories or train more than 2 to 3 hours per week. And you might be wondering why. So why is this coach, why is this dude right now sitting on the floor and what is he doing? So right now I'm about to show you the Mythical breathing technique, which helped one of my clients triple his deep sleep statistics. And how do I know for sure that this was the technique, and how do I know for sure that this actually helped? Well, let me tell you a story, actually two stories, which are very important from the context of why to use the Mythical breathing technique and how can you benefit from this and what other techniques you might find useful in the future. So, first of all, I had a client working in private equity. He's a big business owner, and he's dealing with venture capital, investing. Basically, he owns a portfolio of companies, and for privacy reasons, I'm not going to disclose his name, but probably he invested in your favorite football team as well. So the thing is, he's over 50 years old and he has had serious problems with his sleep and with his restfulness. And he, just like many of my clients, usually they come to me, and if they have already measured their sleep in some shape or form before, they always tell me that, okay, the problem is my deep sleep is hovering between 7 to 11%. So what is deep sleep and what do I mean by percentages, right? So deep sleep is that phase of your sleep, that sleep stage, when you are producing the most amount of testosterone, growth hormone. That's when you suppress your hunger levels. So that's when you suppress the production of ghrelin, the hunger hormone, and that's when you enhance the production of leptin, the satiety hormone. And also the deep sleep is the phase when you recover your muscles the most, and your joints and your bones and your organs. So it's mainly for body recovery. The other main sleep stage, REM sleep, that's mainly for brain recovery. But if you want to recover your body properly, and if you want to recover from your workouts and prevent further injuries, and lose more fat or build more muscle, probably the deep sleep will be the most important phase for you. So that's why we put a insane amount of importance on this. But the methods on how to optimize your deep sleep and how to increase it, how to even double or triple that, is very simple, but it may vary individually. But I have found a very, very strong technique, and it goes back to another story, right? So first of all, this client came to me, 7% deep sleep, boom, a couple of weeks later, 21%. How do we measure that? So for each of our clients, we send out an Oura ring to their address. The Oura ring is a little device that you wear on your fingers, and basically it senses your respiration, your heartbeat, many different metrics about you, and based on that, it will show you your sleep metrics in a very detailed way. I think today, I might be biased, but I'm not affiliated with them. But the thing is, today in the market, they have the most accurate sleep records, so highly recommended. And if you happen to join our program at some point, you will get yours by default. So the thing is, the Oura ring showed that in a couple of weeks, his deep sleep on average went up to 21%. From 20%, we can call the deep sleep optimal. Below that, and what does the person mean? Like, how many percent of your total sleep time is being spent in the deep phase? If it is anywhere about 20%, you're doing good. If it is below 20%, you have to fix this as soon as possible if you want an optimal hormone profile, if you want to lose weight faster, if you want to build lean muscle faster, and also if you want to recover your workout from your workouts faster, and generally you want to feel more energy. You don't want to feel crashed out and stuff like that, especially if you are already training regularly and you're going to the gym and you're not feeling like you're recovering fast enough, if you're feeling sore all the time, or if you happen to get injured quickly and frequently, then probably there are some problems with your deep sleep as well. And how we optimize that, there are several different ways. And you know, there is the usual thing that every coach is talking about, at least the ones who are involved in sleep optimization, that you need a stable pre-bed routine, you need to sleep in a cold, dark room, about 16 to 18 Celsius, or like 60 to 67 Fahrenheit, whatever. They're talking about, okay, you should black out your eyes, black out the curtains, you should be in complete silence. I don't agree with that. I say being quiet, right? So monotonous noises, white noise, green, brown noise, pink noise, whatever, for 32 hertz. But all of this stuff, the supplements you're taking, they do not matter if you can't control your body through your respiration. So this is where the other story comes into the equation, how I discovered different types of breath work and different types of ways how you can control your body and your sleep through your respiration. So let me tell you the story. I used to be a powerlifter, bench press specialist. I was bench pressing 330 pounds at the body weight of 183 pounds. So safe to say I was benching about 1.7x my body weight, or even more. I just did a quick math. So anyway, that was not bad. It was enough to take me to a couple of nationals, both in Hungary and Denmark, and I pretty much enjoyed it. But during this time, my bench press haven't improved massively until I fixed my insomnia and my sleep paralysis, which was always after me. It was terrible. I had chronic stress, very high cortisol, so stress hormone levels. So that's how I got into breathing techniques, breath work, and stuff like that. And for most of my clients, the 5-5-5 or the 4-7-2 or different methods, they work just fine. Even the 4-4-4, which means like 4 seconds in, 4 seconds hold, 4 seconds out. But the strongest type of breathwork I have ever tried was the Buteyko one, because back then I was really into these Russian, Soviet, and Slavic training, nutrition, and health techniques, because I was curious, right? How did they manage to get their athletes in the 70s, 80s, 90s so strong? How did they achieve that, right? Why was there that their powerlifters, their weightlifters were always feared? Oh, the Russians, the Soviets, wow, they are so strong, they are so durable, right? What is so special about them, right? What is so special about like Slavic people in general, that they get mad strong when it comes to the different strength sports and stuff like that? I was obsessed with this, and this is how I found out about this breathing technique. Just a little disclaimer. I can recommend it to those who do not have hypertension, do not have heart problems, and do not have epilepsy, because this is a very strong breathing technique. It's not like the 5-5-5 method. It's not like anything that you heard about before, but it does enable you to triple your deep sleep quality, or at least double that, so it can feel like you are sleeping 8 hours in 4 hours. Actually, based on this client's sleep metrics, he has got more deep sleep in one of his nights when he was like super busy, had to wake up extremely early for flying out to a meeting, to a conference, and in that 4 hours he got more deep sleep than the majority of people in 8 to 9 hours. So that's why I'm saying sleep 8 hours in 4 hours. If you're a high performer, high achiever, and sometimes you're obligated to sleep less, that's okay, but take care of your sleep quality, unless you will die very young, okay? And you definitely don't want that. We are optimizing everything for longevity, not because of being bodybuilders or powerlifters or racehorses, right? Wouldn't make sense. So let's get into the technique itself. So it's very strong. Don't do it if you're epileptic or you have hypertension or heart issues, right? Because it's gonna be strong. So what you're doing is just get into a seated position like I'm right now, but please release your respiratory muscles a little bit and straighten your spine, okay? Get into a straight position with your spine, okay? You can arch your back a little bit, you can retract your scapula, so whatever feels comfortable, and you will be breathing this way. So what you are doing is, first, now here you do not inhale first. So the difference between this breathing technique and the other ones you might have heard of so far is that here You're not starting with actually inhaling, you're starting with exhaling. So exhale all the air from your lungs, or just like exhale until like a comfortable degree, okay? Through your nose. And after you have done that, of course I'm not gonna demonstrate it because it's gonna be like at least 2 minutes for the whole, you will see it. So with your index finger and with your thumb, you hold your nose like this, okay? That's why I would say the demonstration would be pretty much ridiculous, okay? You exhale the air through your nose. Now you hold it. And hold it as long as you can until it gets uncomfortable to not breathe. And then an automatic mechanism from your lungs will come up. That's when you release. And then through your nose, you're breathing in again. And then you repeat it several times. I would say go for 5 to 10 minutes consecutively, and do not have too high expectations of yourself on how long you can hold your breath without taking it if you don't have practice in this. If you haven't done, for example, a lung workout before, you can work out your lungs. Actually, it's called VO2 max. Look it up. I talk a lot about this in my previous workouts. But what really matters here is that you want to hold. It's not your breath, you want to hold actually that exhaled state as long as possible. So you hold your nose, okay? You hold it, and you are holding this position for as long as you possibly humanly can, right? I'm just completely fine talking like this because I have the experience. But if you don't happen to have the experience, it's okay if you can just hold it for 10-20 seconds, right? You don't have to go for 1 to 2 minutes straight. So, you know, practice makes perfect, but what does it do? What is the after effect? So how does it come to your deep sleep, right? How does it come to your recovery? How does it make, how did it make Russian athletes so strong? How can it make you strong and live to much longer than what you expected? So here comes the trick. So why am I talking about lung workouts? Why am I talking about respiratory rates? Why am I talking about controlling your body through your respiration, right? So the interesting thing about the Mythical breathing technique is that it has been proven to significantly decrease your respiratory rate and your resting heart rate. And here comes the sauce, guys. So everybody who's watching and listening right now, remember these two. If you've already seen my top 6 health metrics for longevity titled video, you already know that I talked a lot about respiratory rate and resting heart rate. But for those who hasn't seen it yet, first of all, check it out. But if you haven't checked it out, no problem. But these two metrics, your respiratory rate, so how many times you inhale and exhale, so how many times you take a breath per minute, and then the other metric, that what is your resting heart rate, so how many times your heart beats meanwhile you're sleeping, meanwhile you're resting. These two metrics have one of the biggest impact on how long you can actually expect to live. And if you can keep these within a reasonable frame, so for example, your resting heart rate meanwhile you sleep below 60 beats per minute, or for example your respiratory rate below 14 respirations per minute, you can expect to live 10 to 15 years longer. So what's not to love about this, right? So this is one of the biggest advantages of the Mythical breathing technique, that it massively drives down your respiratory metrics. So for this client I mentioned, originally his respiration was crazy, like 18 to 19 times per minute. We pushed that down to an average of 13.4. Still not perfect, because it could be like 12, and at 12 we could basically guarantee that his biological age is like 10 years younger than he is right now, but it's a huge improvement in a couple of weeks. Same goes for the resting heart rate. We started from 73. That's very hard on your heart. Now we went back to 59, so now we are a bit below 60. We can make sure that his heart will beat several years longer, and his deep sleep will be better. Because the higher your active heart rate is during the day, and the more you can control your body through your respiration, the lower your resting heart rate will be. And because of this, because your resting heart rate is low, your respiration is chill, you're not taking that many breaths, it's easy to fall into the deep sleep phase. That's the most beautiful thing about the whole equation, that once you can chill down your lungs and your heart, suddenly it becomes easy to fall into the deep sleep. and now you can produce way more testosterone, way more growth hormone, the fountain of youth, and more leptin, so less food will be enough to satisfy you, and less ghrelin, so you will be less hungry during the day. So fat loss becomes a self-accelerating game. It's gonna be easy for you. It's gonna be, it's gonna feel like playing a fun game, nothing else. But for that, you wanna fix your sleep first. And if it happens through a certain type of deep breathing exercise, right? Or the Mythical breathing technique, well, I'm happy for you then, because then it is useful for you and then it worked, right? It has been scientifically proven, but that's why I'm saying it's not medical advice, and don't do this if you have heart issues or epileptic symptoms or stuff like that, because you can never know. You have to try out the empirical evidence, but it has been proven to be harmful because for these individuals who have heart diseases or epilepsy. Why? Because it has been tested through clinical trials, and it's a very strong type of breathing technique, right? So if you happen to have one of these conditions, I would rather go for like a chiller type of breathing technique. So let's do a 4-4-4, let's do a 5-5-5, let's do a 2-8-4 or a 7-8-4. So whatever works for you. There are many different types of breathwork exercises, right? And I can help you with that. If you want, just let me know in the comments below which one would you like to see a tutorial, walkthrough video of. I'm happy to do that. What really matters is that, okay, only try this if you know that you don't have any particular heart issues and you are not epileptic. Very important. And disclaimer, this is not medical advice. This is something that worked for my clients, it worked for me. So hopefully you will find this useful and it will work for you. And if you're interested how we could help you optimize your sleep, double your natural energy levels, and through sustainable nutritional principles without counting calories, get you below 15% body fat before the end of 2024, or if you want to watch this video later, before the end of whatever year you are in, so within 6 months, without training more than 2 to 3 hours per week. And if you're ready to invest in your health, ready to be committed to a program that's tailored to you and to your lifestyle, and if you happen to be a corporate executive or an entrepreneur over the age of 40 to 50, then feel free to go to the description and book a free call with us below, and we will craft up a game plan for you of how we would make you and help you achieve that within 6 months, with a whole roadmap, month by month, laid out for you how it would work. And if you're a good fit to work together, we can proceed to working one-on-one. But if you prefer to be procrastinating, if you don't believe in your own success, if your mindset is not there, if your mind is not in shape yet, then please don't book this call, because then we will be just wasting each other's time. And I respect your time. Hopefully you respect my time as well. So in that case, don't book the call. Just think about what getting your mind in shape means, and I'm explaining this in my previous videos. Feel free to go through them once your mind gets to a level where you're ready to get committed to a program and just a couple of simple lifestyle changes, and you're ready to invest in your health. And certainly you are not a penny pincher if you're watching this video, then you can come back to this one and book the free call in the description. And if you generally enjoy this video and enjoy everything that I'm talking about, feel free to join to our free community down in the description below again, and click the like, subscribe, and share this with your friends, family, teammates, colleagues, whoever you don't want to die early, and you want them a healthy and long enough life to everybody to witness their success and to be around for their kids and even their grandkids, and hopefully even their great grandkids, because our goal is not to be bodybuilders, powerlifters, or strength athletes of any sort of endeavors, right? We just want to be healthy, vital, energetic, and sexually active even in the ages of 70, 80, 90. So let's go for that, let's aim for this, and thanks for watching, guys. See you next one.